Hello and welcome to our Aries New Moon Community Ceremony presented by Wise Transformation. I am Judy Keating. I am so excited that I get to be with you today and that every day I get to work with Bonnie Salomon in Wise Transformation. At Wise Transformation, we are two women intent on bringing elemental wisdom and feminine magic back into everyday life. What a powerful time this is. I'm just so grateful for those that are here and those that are listening on the recording. Our agenda for today is I'm going to talk to you about a couple of upcoming events and give you a little verbal sneak peek at something I'm preparing. There won't be slide for it, but since you all are here and you're listening to the recording, you'll get to hear about it. We're going to call in sacred space. We're going to talk about the timing, and we're going to get ceremonial guidance from the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle created by Lisa Michaels. We'll be here together about an hour. And if you're up to it today, as much as you can participate by putting either unmuting yourself and sharing your answers to the questions or putting it in the chat, that would be really helpful. The other thing I'm going to tell you before we get started is when we get to the card part, if you can let me know when you're finished with an inquiry, that's also really helpful to keep us together and pacing well. But take your time. We have enough time for everything to get completed today. Remember, nature never hurries, yet everything gets accomplished. So we're going to behave like nature today. So let me tell you about a couple of things we have moving for us. I am so excited. This work of Path of the 21st Century Priestess is work that I have been doing online since 2016, and the circles of women who have gathered together to discover their own unique relationship to the divine through learning about the elemental forces at a very deep level, through ceremonies like inner sacred marriage and death and rebirth and initiation and eventually emerging. This 10-month journey, we meet once a week for 32 weeks. And there's breaks in there around holiday time and also around time when you need a little more processing. So this program, more than any other program, has impacted my life. I was a person who was in her head a great deal and not in her body and not connected to the earth very much. And this program brought me back to myself. So I love teaching it. If you're interested, you can go to Wise Transformation and get a lot more details. There's some incredible bonuses given in the program. And the other thing that I want to mention to you is there are 12 women who have decided that they wanted to give back to the community. So we have a cross-quarter day event. It's a half day, 4 times a year. And the next cross-quarter day is Beltane, which occurs on Saturday, May 6th. So on that day, for a very nominal price, you can have access to all of the 12 talks that will be given. There'll be given 3 on Beltane. There were 3 on Imbolc. Those recordings are available to you. There will be others on the cross-quarter days throughout the year. But these talks are very empowering and enlivening, engaging, and embodying. So it's a great way to take a break and get some wisdom and activate the cross-quarter days in addition to what we do with our new and full moon and equinox presentations. P.S. Oh, by the way, if you have not seen Bonnie Salomon's spring equinox celebration, she did it yesterday. It was amazing. It's on our YouTube channel. But I do want to mention the fact that we're still in the spring equinox window, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. So those are the 2 events that I wanted to promote today to you, let you know about them. And we're going to open to the living field of creation. So this is such a potent window. This balance of light and dark, the start of the fiery Aries season with the sun in Aries and celebrating the new moon in Aries. I'm going to call upon fire first. I don't normally do that, but today fire just wants to go first. And of course it's Aries, so of course it wants to go first. So I call upon the transformational power of fire, the illumination, the warmth, the power of action, the ability to make stuff happen. Thank you, fire. Water, the power of our emotions, the ability to take energy in motion inside of us and let it help the flames of action. Water, we thank you for your power of love, for your ability to have play, your ability to hold the full spectrum of everything we feel. Water, we thank you. Earth, the ultimate container, that planet we live on, the physical realm, our wonderful, miraculous bodies, our ability to tend to things that need tending, our ability to create structure and form that works for us, the ability to have containment. Thank you, Earth. And air, the unseen realm, the realm of vibration, the realm of breath, the realm that allows us to imagine and to vision, to communicate. Thank you, air. And precious, precious spirit, the divine of each individual's understanding, the binding force that holds it all together, that we get to co-create with. Thank you, spirit. And so now that we are centered in the elements, we can proceed. So when you have a new moon, the sun and the moon are aligned in the same archetype. The Aries new moon is a special time of year because it does normally occur right next to the equinox. So the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere and the autumnal equinox in the southern hemisphere. So there's an equinox happening all around the world. And it happened yesterday, but we're still in the window of it. And that's an important thing to remember, that we have that balance of light and dark, and that the light is fiery Aries. And it gives us an incredible boost of energy. So with Aries, this is the very first gate of awareness. It's what's on the first house in the wheel. And it teaches the meaning of individuation. This is where we become ourselves individually. It's very active, high-spirited, and energetic. They love excitement, danger, adventure, play, and competition. And the warrior doesn't always have to be someone who kills others. The sacred warrior can fight to defend their beliefs and protect what they value in life. So they can be a protector and a warrior. They love to go first, birth the new, get something started, and lead the way. They are very decisive, inspired, and spontaneous people. They're the people, you know, who say either lead or get out of the way, because I'm going. And because we have this equal light and dark, I pulled a little bit of information from our dear friend, Kaylin Castell. If you don't know Kaylin, she is one of the co-founders of Shamanic Astrology, and she is brilliant at everything having to do with the archetypes. But this was fascinating to me, that they've measured this, that during the equinoxes, the Earth's auric field or magnetic field is affected by the sun's alignment with the Earth's equator, when the sun rises and sets due east and due west all over the planet, except for the poles. There's a measurable reduction in the auric or magnetic field around the Earth. Many ancient cultures knew this and created ceremonies designed to assist them in connecting with this dimensional doorway into greater balance with the mysteries of light and dark. And because we're just in the day after, in addition to Aries, you can kind of tap into, where do I want to balance light and dark? What wisdom do I want to pull from this equinox portal for my own life that will improve my community, my family, my business, whatever area you want to focus on? So I thought that was important. And then just in a couple of days, there's another event that's very powerful. So the next few slides are going to be about that. I got this information from a website called whimsysoul.com. So I want to give full credit. This is their information. I just pulled a couple snapshots from it. But on March 23rd, which is just 2 days from now, Pluto will enter Aquarius for the first time since 1798, literally since the 18th century. And why is that important? Why am I bringing it up? For context, Pluto has been in Capricorn, the sign of structure, authority, and tradition, since 2008. I think we can all agree that in the past 15 years, we've seen massive changes to our society, social infrastructure, and political systems. So you can see having Capricorn, which is an earth sign, and then moving to an air sign like Aquarius, it's going to make a difference because Pluto is all about what's in the dark that needs to be brought to light. So on March 23rd, Pluto will enter Aquarius, the sign associated with everything from revolution and social justice to astrology, aliens, and alternative healing. But it won't initially stay there for very long. It's going to go into Aquarius, and then it's going to go back to Capricorn, tying up loose ends from the last generation and giving us a glimpse at what the Aquarian age could truly look like. Now, Aquarius is known as the water bearer, which is always confusing to me because it's an air sign, not a water sign. This is because Aquarius represents a collective communal energy of sharing resources and making sure that everyone in our world is resourced and cared for. Doesn't that sound like a world we want to be a part of? This is why Aquarius transits have a focus on the community and on justice for everyone. So just realize that every person on the planet is going to feel the shift on some level, and that that's a part of what's happening this week. So I want you to be aware of these things, that we have an Aries new moon and sun. We have the day after today of the spring equinox, vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere. And we have Pluto moving into Aquarius, which is all about creating the new earth that we all are trying to create. There's a reason there was a song of the age of Aquarius, and this is one of the reasons. So with all that at play, anybody have any comments or anything they want to put in the chat? It's okay if you don't. I just want to give you a chance to breathe. I just gave you a lot of information. Okay. So how do we bring that to focus for ourselves? So I prompt these calls with some questions, and I really want to say every single call, if these questions don't resonate for you, there's no rule here. You don't have to use them, but I do encourage you. I have a question here. How do you want to utilize Aries and the equinox window to propel yourself in the next right steps towards whatever it is you're working on? That's what the blank is for. Okay. This energy is extremely powerful. If you have not set intentions yesterday, you really want to set some intentions today. This will be supported at every level. So you really want to sit down and focus on positive, forward-looking intentions, some with tangible results that you know you got there. But what are you going to focus on for this new moon window. And this question, how do you want to utilize Aries and the equinox window to propel yourself in the next right steps? Because it's all about taking action towards whatever it is you're working on. That's my suggested prompt. I'm going to play a little music and I'm going to work on this myself. Let me know if you can't hear the music in just a second. Just let me know when you have your focus. If you can type done in the chat, that would be great. And if you want to share your focus, you can. Great. Okay. If you just have one, you can come back and work on another, but that's great. Thank you. Beautiful. So I've been using these cards for years, and many people in our community have this deck. Lisa Michaels created this deck many years ago, and it used to have a different name. It used to be called the Natural Rhythms Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle, but she's rebranded it. And if you don't have a deck and you'd like to get one, I do want to tell you, you can go to lisa-michaels.com. You can get a physical deck, or there is an online version. So There's no need to have the cards because I pull for the collective every time. But if you're interested in the cards, that's where you get them. So I just wanted to be sure that you knew that. So we focus on this one element at a time. And again, I have a prompt of a question, but you just want to ask what you need to know from the specific element. So the first element that we start with is Earth. And I pulled the nature card today. And because this is a time of beautiful balancing, like the question that wanted to come through today was what needs balancing in your physical realm? And your physical realm is not just your body, it's your finances, it's your calendar, it's your home, it's your business, it's your car, it's your clothes, it's anything tangible in your world. Could even be your food. Welcome, Rachel. So we're focusing on Earth at this very powerful time of the Aries new moon. We're still in the window of the spring equinox, and we have Pluto and Aquarius coming down the pike this week. So what needs balancing in your physical realm? So it could be anything tangible, including your body, home, business, anything like that. What needs balancing? And play a little music. Thank you, Drew. We'll take just another minute. If anyone wants to share what they're getting, it is so helpful to you and to the community to share if you choose. You don't have to, but if you can let me know when you're complete, that would also be helpful. I got a great message about balancing some organizing with play. That my body needs both of those. I need some order and organization, and I need some play. So got to tip the scales a little bit and get them more in balance. That's just an example of the kind of messages you can get when you tap in. They don't have to be, they can be very simple. Okay. Haven't heard that anybody else is done yet, but I assume people are close to being done. So I'm just going to take a breath. Righty. Beautiful. All right. So we're moving from earth to water and how we can utilize this Aries new moon energy on propelling us to the next step in whatever we're focusing on. And I got the water card pace. As the sun heats up, we can be tempted to try to do more, and we might want to overdo. So I got the water card pace today, which was a great reminder that my time is the right time. So what feelings need to take the lead in your life right now? There may be certain emotions that are coming to the forefront that really need your attention. And again, if this question in the emotional realm doesn't fit for you today, please ask water, whatever it is that you need from the water realm today. But since we're in this Aries time, we're going to let one of our emotions take the lead if that sounds good to you. You want to be sure to stay hydrated. Drink water or tea or whatever is good for you to stay hydrated. Thanks, Drew. We'll wait just another minute or two for everybody else to finish. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Wonderful. Okay. Great. So I hope you're getting some really great messages. I got a message about pulling my emotions in terms of being really tender and caring around my own feelings right now and not pushing my emotions out in the world as much. That was both surprising and useful right now. So I pulled the meditation and prayer card. In some of the other things I teach, I talk about energetic integrity. And when we have our thoughts and our feelings and our actions all aligned, we are more in energetic integrity. And it allows us to move with better ease and flow. So you may have some actions that you want to start doing or continue doing as you build whatever it is you're working on in this new moon time. So you may need to have some meditation and prayer if that card feels in alignment for you. And where do you need to focus your thoughts to be in sync with your actions so that you can have your mind and your actions, your air realm and your fire realm, which is the masculine axis, actually? Where do you need to have those to be more in sync? So thinking, working in the mental realm, where do your thoughts need to line up with your actions? Or maybe it's not action, maybe it's rest. If you have thoughts that are telling you you shouldn't rest, but you need to rest, those aren't in sync, as an example. So if this question is helpful, please use it. If not, ask the air realm and the mental realm what you need. Just another minute. If you're done, you might want to look over the messages you've gotten so far. See how they relate. I'm sure they do to each other. Okay, now we're going to move on to fire. And I pulled the passion card for fire. You know, we can be passionate about many things. We can have passionate, intimate relationships with a significant other. We can also have passions for causes. We can have passion for our family. We can have passion for our hobby or for what we do for a living. So at this time that is so inspiring about getting started, going, where do you need to take action and what wants to move at this time? What is really calling your attention to move it? Move it, move it, move it. If that doesn't resonate for you, you might ask fire what message it has for you. And we're just going to take another minute. Thank you, Drew. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And now we come to spirit, that force which binds all the elements together and helps them work. You have a unique relationship to spirit. So I pulled the creativity card. I thought that was fascinating for the collective. I think now is a time of creativity for so many of us. So this question came through: what is yours to do while partnering with spirit? Sometimes I find myself looking at what other people are doing and going, oh, I think I should be doing that, when maybe that's not mine to do. So really wanted you to focus on what is yours to do while partnering with spirit at this time. What is uniquely yours? Let's take a few minutes with that and creativity and see what happens. Okay, let me know when you're finished. We'll take just another minute or two. Great. Okay. So the last step when you look at the elemental forces is to kind of peruse over what you've got so far and create something called a unified field statement. And this does not have to include the cards. It doesn't have to include every single thing you wrote down. But when you get physically, what do I need? Emotionally, what do I need to do? Mentally, what do I need to do? Action realm, what do I need to do? How is spirit going to partner? What is spirit telling me is mine to do? When you kind of put all that together, I want to give you a minute or two or three to just bring it all together so that you can take what you got and utilize it for your new moon. Use this time that you've taken for yourself to bring it together in such a way that you can utilize this as fuel to send yourself a real burst of energy to move forward, whatever you want to move forward. It means so much that you're taking time to do this. Okay, coming to a close in the next minute or so. While you're finishing up, I just want to mention, if you enjoy working with the astrological archetypes, look for some very reasonably priced classes coming soon about working with your own creation team. That's the archetypes inside of you. So very excited about that new creation for Wise Transformation. And remember, it doesn't matter if you have Aries in your chart or not, these energies are available to you at this very powerful time of Aries, Sun, and New Moon. For those who are here with me live, I really appreciate it. And if you're listening to the recording, we appreciate you doing the work. We appreciate everyone who takes time to honor the cycles and to check in with themselves and act from their energetic integrity with what they get from the elemental forces of creation. I mean, this is the whole of creation that you're drawing from, ladies. It's absolutely inspiring. So I hope you've gotten some good messages today. I did want to let you know that the next call is going to be on a Monday, April 3rd at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It's a little bit in advance of the Libra full moon, but I have to be out of town. So wanted to make sure I got to be here with you live. The full moon will be on that Wednesday. So thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Enjoy this fiery time of Aries and tap into your unique genius at this time. Thank you so much. Sending you blessings at this Aries new moon time. I do hope you'll join us again. Take good care.